When I haven't spent so much of my end of days energy that I can't even muster an appropriate reaction to murder hornets, I like to answer questions that I get on YouTube, so let's get to it. When he said he doesn't like Pink Floyd, I screamed, "What?" Alright, so in my video the other day, I opened it by saying I don't like Pink Floyd. It was something that was weighing heavy on my heart the entire time I've had a guitar channel, and I finally got it off my chest, and I feel a lot better. Now, by the reaction, you would think I said that Pink Floyd sucks. I never said that. I don't think that. I think Pink Floyd is great. I just don't like them. I don't listen to them, right? And I think that's actually kind of true for everybody my age and younger. I just kind of missed it. And going back, some stuff I'm really interested in. Like, I love Zeppelin. I think Zeppelin's like the best band of all time. I wasn't there for any of that. Pink Floyd, I just never resonated with. Nor have I had more than maybe 2 or 3 conversations about Pink Floyd with anybody 35 or under in my entire life. So it's nothing against Pink Floyd. I just think that there's a lot of it is just being around for the music. And I think having a guitar channel is just something that, like I said, I had to keep it a secret. But now, since, all bets are off in the world, I think I'm just going to use this as a time to maybe explain some other thoughts that I have that I've been keeping a secret, okay? So again, this isn't shade. People are like, why do you hate on Pink Floyd? So I'm not hating on Pink Floyd. It's not my taste. No offense. If you don't like my guitar channel, that's fine. It's totally okay. But in the theme of this, I'm going to talk about some more opinions that I have that are probably super unpopular. And again, these opinions, I'm not saying Pink Floyd sucks. Like Kiss. Kiss sucks. I just think Kiss sucks as baseline for the word sucks, okay? I'll go on record as saying that. I just don't like it, okay? So, in the same vein as Pink Floyd, don't like Rush. Really sorry. I don't know. I respect Rush. I tip my cap to all the musicians in Rush. I just don't ever really listen to Rush and be like, yeah, this is something that is totally within my taste. So, I'm sorry that I don't like Rush. People are probably going to flame me about that too. Great musicians, just never really got into it. Another thing that kind of insults me is like, well, I'm a huge Radiohead fan guy, right? Radiohead's probably like my favorite band ever. Surely you like Pink Floyd if you like Radiohead. They sound nothing like each other to me. I think maybe culturally they've had a similar impact, and I think that's kind of like the thing to take from this. Culturally has a big factor on how you kind of like relate to music, right? Don't like Pink Floyd. Don't like Rush. Nirvana. Okay? Never really got down with Nirvana. I feel like Nirvana was right before my time. I don't like Nirvana, and I don't really like Pearl Jam. I appreciate what they did. Some of the stuff I like, just generally I don't like them. Soundgarden was like my band, okay? Love Soundgarden. And again, even though that was kind of like right before my time of like getting into music, I was able to go back and really latch on to Soundgarden hard. But never happened with Nirvana, never happened with Pearl Jam. David Bowie. Don't understand Bowie at all. Some of the stuff seems kind of cool, right? Bowie seemed like a cool cat, but I don't get it. I'm sorry. Just don't get it. Same with like the Talking Heads, Seems like they were kind of revolutionary maybe for their time, but going back from 2020 listening to Talking Heads, I just don't understand. You guys can educate me if that makes a lot of sense. Now this is a weird one because with Prince, right? Prince has always been like, Prince may be the greatest musician that ever lived. I never was super down with Prince, but then I kind of got into Prince after sadly he passed, and I was like, okay, I kind of get it, but I don't fully get it. So I kind of don't like Prince, but I kind of do. I think I appreciate more of just like what Prince was, maybe than even like his music. Like talk about just like a one of one. You have Prince there. So again, no shade on Prince, just never really got into it. This one, the Beach Boys. For the life of me, I don't understand the Beach Boys. I actually just watched a really awesome documentary called The Wrecking Crew about like session musicians back in the day. And they really go all in about how like amazing the Beach Boys were. And I've heard Pet Sounds is like the greatest album like ever like created and stuff like that. And I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna get into it. And I never really vibed with it. I don't understand the fascination with the Beach Boys, and that sound just seems super dated and like lame to me. So I don't know. Sorry, not a Beach Boys fan. Guitar music in general is another one. Anything that's just like guitar instrumentals, I don't really resonate with. And to that point, we can just talk about the blues for a quick second. I think a lot of blues music I just don't really like for more than a couple minutes worth. I can get down with the blues for maybe like 15 minutes, and within, like, it's stupid to say like the whole genre of the blues is something I don't identify with. Like Kebmo, Taj Mahal, that kind of stuff is awesome. I love that stuff. But I think a lot of like blues festival blues, I'm just not really super into. Tangentially, you guys, some of you have commented, why don't you have like a Gibson Les Paul? It's not that I don't like Les Pauls, I just don't understand why Les Pauls are so expensive. Can someone explain to me that? Why is a Les Paul Standard so expensive? Never understood that. That's another controversial guitar opinion I have. As far as positive ones, as far as like, if we're talking in, extreme maxims, which is stupid because all this stuff is opinion based anyway. The greatest songwriter ever, I think, is Fiona Apple, without a doubt. I don't think second place is really even close. I think she's that far ahead of everybody else in her class. Maybe Elliot Smith would be second, in my opinion. Greatest guitar player ever, I'm kind of in the Jimmy camp. Greatest band ever, I'm in the Zeppelin camp. Even though they're not my favorite band, I think they're probably the greatest. Greatest drummer ever, Danny Carey from Tool. I think that guy's like ridiculous. I've said it many times, he's not even a drummer so much as he is a god of thunder and time. And greatest bass player ever, doesn't really matter. Dude, firstly, just look at your position in life. Just a YouTuber and talk about Pink Floyd. Looked at them, whole world knows them. Just a lowly YouTuber. Yeah, that was kind of like a good summation of the Pink Floyd response. The F is hashtag handsome gentleman. So if you've noticed, probably starting maybe 5 months ago, I started hashtagging all of my videos with hashtag handsome gentleman. And it's something that I do not regret at all, because YouTube kind of introduced this feature where you could like have 3 hashtags. Only 3, no more, no less. You can have 3 hashtags. So one of the hashtags in every video I have is handsome gentleman, and really it's just a way to help the algorithm sort my videos, if anything else. I really like your channel, but I wish that you weren't such a douche at times. Totally fair point, and there's really nothing I can do about that, sorry. Hey Sean, I'm really interested to know your opinion on at what point, years, skill set, etc. can you say to yourself, hey, I'm really good? That's an interesting question, and I don't still think that I'm really good at all. The funny thing is, I've talked about this a few times. I remember like the first year or two I was playing, I was like, I think I might be really good at guitar. Just totally ignorant and way too confident for where I was until I actually started playing with like real musicians. I'm like, oh, I suck at guitar. This is ridiculous. But yeah, so now it's like, I don't know, I don't think I'm really good, but I can play what I want to play. So I guess that would be my answer, is when you can play the things that are in your head, I think you're probably good or good enough, right? If you want to get to like an extreme skill level where you can just kind of like, where the music that you're hearing in your head is something that may be technically very, very difficult to play, I think that's just kind of like, relative to where someone else might want to be. So for me, I think I'm good enough that, I can play shows, I can sit in with bands, and really that took me, I don't know, I feel like that probably took me like 10 years to have the confidence to really think that way. But also I remember like the first several years of just teaching myself to play guitar, I didn't really have any kind of like direction. I think I was mostly just trying to like learn tabs and like memorize songs as compared to like really understanding like how music works. And that's been a big theme of this YouTube channel, and specifically as far as how I teach. It's more just about learning music, right? Instead of learning how to play a song, it's like, all right, this is in the people's key, the key of G. We know all the chords. And then how you approach that with different chord voicings, kind of moving them around and stuff like that, I think has been really, really helpful. That way of thinking was very helpful for me in taking it to the next level where I felt confident enough to sit in with other musicians and communicate with other musicians who are way better than me, because that's such a huge part of like getting better at anything, is to surround yourself with people that are better than you at what you're trying to do. I think that's kind of like one of the best and most underrated aspects of learning really anything that I can recommend. So really, I think, if you really practice hard and have like a direction, after a couple of years, I think you should be, in the point where maybe you can play what you're trying to hear. But again, that all just depends on how much time you have to devote to your instrument and what your goals are. And of course, the best way to do that is to get one of the masterclasses that is on sale, link in the description. Do more videos on Elliot Smith. Yeah, so this is in response to the lo-fi Miss Misery cover I did to try out some of the new gear, which I thought turned out really well. And I don't know, maybe I'll do more videos like this. I could just do like a run of Elliot Smith songs, or I was thinking of maybe kind of doing just other songs in that era that I liked by a bunch of artists, just kind of like in that vein, because it's kind of fun just to do different production techniques and stuff. So if you guys have any suggestions of maybe the next Elliot Smith song I should do in that style, it was a lot of fun to do, and I'm happy with how it turned out. So check that out too. I'll link that in case you haven't seen it, because I think it turned out really great. Hey Sean, where can I get a hold of the Ryders tracks? Do you have an album out? I was a huge Cranberries fan back in the day, and the stuff is comparable. Keep going. Yeah, so the Emeryld Ryders is an album I released a few months ago that it's on all streaming platforms and stuff. It may be hard to find because it's spelled creatively, Emeryld Ryders, but I've got more Ryder stuff coming out soon. I'll probably just put the whole album up as kind of like a video, maybe in the next couple days here, because some people just like listening to music on YouTube, and I haven't done that yet, so that's coming soon. But also, all the Ryder stuff is linked in the description. Check it out, because we spent a lot of time on it, had a lot of great musicians on it, and I think it plays pretty well as like an album, and there's more coming soon. Stay tuned. So for listening homework, I'm gonna link you to a throwback, actually a modern take on a throwback genre. So Borderlands 3 has this DLC thing that came out, and some friends of mine made the soundtrack for it, and it is straight up like 80s synthwave, and it is awesome, and really just kind of like the music that my soul needed right now. So check that out. If you have any questions or comments, hit me up in the comment section, Instagram, Twitter, or the website, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Thanks a lot.